Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Market Psychology 101, where we look for value in the markets when there's fear and are cautious when there's greed. In today's video, we're going to be going back to the altcoin of the day videos that I've done in the past and taking a look at one altcoin in particular, and that would be Doge. So stay tuned for that. Let's go over fear and greed real quick. So with crypto, fear and greed, we are still up into high greed, close to extreme greed if things are all of a sudden to pop off. Some things we've been talking about lately with the fear and greed chart is how we were in this uptrend for a while. Now we are in this downtrend. You can see lower lows, lower highs. But if Bitcoin were to break out here, then you could see the trend reversing, of course. And because we're going to talk about Doge, we also want to keep an eye on the alt season index. And as you can see here, at worst, you could call this a high or low. Even though in here, this is a minor downtrend, you can see alt season, we're still amping up. And guys, we have not had an alt season like we've had in 2017 or in 2021. And you can see in 2021 and late 2020, there were 3 different times where alts spiked. We haven't even really had that once. Maybe you could argue earlier when Solana and Chainlink, some of those coins were popping off, but we really haven't had to that degree in alt season. So should one be coming, there might be some good deals or good value on some of these altcoins. We'll see if Doge has that value. Tomorrow, every Tuesday, I do videos on the Bitcoin rainbow chart and everything to do with Bitcoin, these cycles, the halving, all that stuff. So if that sounds interesting to you, subscribe and stay tuned for that video tomorrow. So let's get into the current price action, bullish and bearish outlooks with Bitcoin, and then we'll get into Doge. So on here, you guys can see I have a macro fib drawn out. So we zoom out, we got the fib drawn out, and let's make sure that fib is on a log scale. That's important as we're looking at prices in between. But you can see here, drawing from the prior high to the low, Bitcoin, it's been testing that former all-time high in 2021. And I know some of you guys are probably sitting in your chair waiting, what does this have to do with Doge? It has everything to do with Doge and the other altcoins, what Bitcoin's doing, what dominance is doing. And so when we zoom in here, Bitcoin, it got above that former all-time high earlier this year around March, and it's been in this downward channel ever since. Now, are we going down? Are we getting ready to blast up? Bearish case scenario, you could say, okay, we're bouncing or getting rejected off the former all-time high line, the upper end of this channel. Maybe we're coming back down. But I don't know. There's something suspicious about this chart. In my opinion, the fact we haven't quite gotten up to the upper end of this channel. And as you guys can see, on the daily, Bitcoin had a nice bounce off the 50-day moving average. Last time it got down to the 50-day, it went underneath it, went to the 100. Last time it got down, went through the 50-day, went through the 100, got to the 200. Okay, so now this time it's bouncing off the 50-day, and it's also going up this trend line that Bitcoin has been in love with, snaking, bouncing up and down off this trend line, and it's still on the upper end of it. So trend lines are only good for as long as they're good for, but right now I'm wondering if Bitcoin is getting ready to make new all-time highs again. If it does, that'll positively affect all the altcoins. Also, we have Bitcoin dominance up really high as well. And should Bitcoin dominance, for once, we'll take a look at this on the weekly, should Bitcoin dominance start to fall, then you can see how extended it is from the 20-week moving average. If Bitcoin dominance also comes down even to the 20, that could be positive for altcoins too. So keep an eye on those two charts. Let's get into Doge and take a look at where things are at today. So Doge, we have this macro fib drawn out. And as you can see, we also had a downward channel. Now it's not quite the best channel. I mean, I had to look at it, bounce it a couple times, but really, to me, this channel's been invalidated, so we'll get rid of that. And Doge right now, you can see it's honoring the price action we've had here before. So 1, 2, 3 times, and it's right now, it's testing that 382 fib. Again, we drew this Fibonacci retracement from the prior high up here. that Doge made in May of 21 at the end of that all season to the prior low, extended it out. We're at the 382 fib, or it's trying to get through it. Now, you can say that, okay, we have lower highs and lower lows. That's true. And we are getting rejected off the 382 fib. That's true. But should, like I talked about with the Bitcoin chart, should Bitcoin dominance even go back down to that 20-week moving average? Should Bitcoin start to make new all-time highs? I would not be surprised to see Doge get back up in this range between the 382 and the 0.5. We're talking about 19 cents, between 14 and 19 cents. So Doge, and I'm sure other altcoins too, they're probably in this holding pattern waiting to see what Bitcoin does. If it does get rejected and goes back down to the lower end of that channel, I would not be surprised to see Doge maybe settle back in down here around the 9-cent range, the 10-cent range. But guys, here at Market Psychology, I try to offer you something different that the rest of the crypto YouTubers don't. And that is, if you are investing, putting your hard-earned money into any of these altcoins, then if you do your research enough to like putting your money into it, then you should love putting your money into it down here. So do your research. In my opinion, what I do as far as my plan, it's not financial advice, but I write down, if there's something I want to buy, I write down the 3 biggest pros, the 3 biggest cons that I can find. And then I weigh those out, wait a day or two, and then decide. So if the pros outweigh the cons and you're not taking a look at this in an emotional way, but a very unbiased way, and you like Doge, this isn't a bad area to dollar cost average in. Should we get a run in alt season like we've had before? Now I'm going to get into some of the price predictions, things I'm watching for. But right now, Doge, it's at a great value. You can see here, even on the base, we've already formed the base. We already have higher lows down here. So even if Doge did come down to the 9-10 cent range, and you like Doge, then I would be scooping some up, because I think that's a great value, even if you don't believe Doge is going to new all-time highs. We're going to get into that in a second. But overall, yes, it has some higher lows. But you can see here on the daily, we are stuck right in between all these moving averages. The orange, the 50, the light blue, the 100, the dark blue, the 200. Zooming out to the weekly time frame, what do we see here? Doge, it got all the way down to the 200. Had a little bounce, hit this fib, the 382 like we talked about, and maybe it's getting ready to break through. So this is an important time for Doge. Either it's going to break through or it's going to continue down in this channel. And if it did, I think anywhere down here around the 200 and the 236 fib, that red line, would not be bad areas for value. Now zooming out a bit, you can see here with Doge that before 2021, it was, and you can see the price all the way over here, Doge was at about 2 to 3 cents, crazy. And it got all the way up to 74 cents. Now, it's important to know with any of these altcoins, if you're new to the altcoin market, let's say you're new to investing, you're new to crypto, what's very important for you guys to understand is something called market cap. That's the overall value. All because Doge is 12 cents, it doesn't mean that it's cheaper than other altcoins. We'll take a look at coin market cap to show you this. So you can see right now Doge is at 13 cents and there's this Ton coin that's at $7. Now, this price here, it really doesn't matter. What does matter in relation to the price is this number right here, and this is market cap. You cannot ignore market cap. So many crypto YouTubers lead people astray by talking about market cap, or they don't talk about market cap. They talk about the price of Doge going to something like $50, $10, which is completely ridiculous. So you can see even the best cryptos that are out there, Bitcoin, most bullish scenario, I'm looking somewhere between 3 to 4 trillion. Now, that market cap is the range where you're going to find the top stocks in the world, like Apple. Okay, let's go over to Apple or Microsoft or Nvidia. You can see Apple market cap 3.36 trillion, Microsoft 3.2 trillion, Nvidia These are the top 3 stocks in the world. 2.8 trillion. Let's go back to Doge. And so if people are making price predictions saying that the market cap for any of these altcoins are getting up there, guys, it's utterly ridiculous. Ethereum, that's the number one altcoin, and that one at best you could argue between 1 to 2 trillion at best. And again, I'm not saying it'll stay there. Solana, this is probably going to be the most talked about altcoin the next cycle. Should we get another, let's go to the rainbow chart, should we get another big cycle top this time around? Again, who knows what's going to happen, but Solana probably going to be the most talked about one. It is growing, and I would say, great predictions, 500 billion. Okay, that's still around a 6x or so. I'm just throwing that number out there. So when we take a look at Dogecoin, when it was at its all-time high of around 74 cents, its market cap was close to 100 billion. So at best, let's say Doge is going to do even better. How much higher in market cap could you see it getting? Now, if it were to make new all-time highs, I would be guessing somewhere around 200 billion. The number is double what it is before. I could see something like that. But I'm not so sure that'll happen, and that's because, and you can see it's kind of funny, this other crypto is right next to it, coin like XRP. Guys, there are a lot of coins that did really well, or a lot of cryptos in 2017 that did not perform as well in 2021. And I'm worried. This is just for you to be cautious. This is an area for you to watch out for. I would be cautiously optimistic, even if you love Doge. And I think there's some good value here. It's not that I don't love Doge. I think you can get some great gains out of it at these levels long term. But are we sure that all the coins that were, or the cryptos that were most talked about in 2021 are going to perform as well or better this time around? I'm not so sure. And so, again, we have the $100 billion market cap around here. It was 90 to 100 billion, in that range, at around 74 cents. Let's say Doge breaks into a new all-time high. You can see here, even on the fib retracement, we have the 1618 at $1.16, and we have the 2618 at $1.85. I'm going to pull up my calculator on my phone. You can double check my math, but let's say Doge goes up to $1.85. And so here's a quick way for you guys to calculate market cap. You can take $1.85 and divide it by its current number. So Doge, it's at 13 cents. That is a 14x. So if you put in $1,000, you're looking to see that number go up to $14,000. Okay. Well, we got to multiply that factor by its market cap. So we're going to take that 14 times 19.4 billion. That would make Doge have a market cap of 276 billion if Doge got to $1.85. So 276 billion. That's probably the most bullish scenario you can possibly imagine. Again, not saying it's going to happen, and I'm going to get into why it might not even make new all-time highs. So here we have the 1618 at $1.16. Let's take $1.16 divided by 13 cents. That's about a 9x, and a 9x times, again, you can double check my math here, a 9x times 19.4 billion would mean Doge has a market cap of 173 billion. Now that's at best, because you can see altcoins, they can explode when Bitcoin dominance tanks. Let's go back to the Bitcoin dominance chart. When Bitcoin dominance tanks, and in the past, when we've had these major alt seasons, it's been about a month to 6 weeks where dominance just falls through the floor. Now maybe we get something different this time, and alt season takes 3 months to slowly bleed off. We'll see, but just something to watch. Bitcoin dominance is important for multiple reasons, such as that. But is Doge going to get up to those numbers? I don't know. That's up for you guys to decide. The number, I think, is very important, and I saw this happen with many altcoins. Here's where we're going to get into something that's going to make some of you Doge Moon Boys uncomfortable, and that's okay. But as I talked about before, a lot of these 2017 coins did not make new all-time highs in 2021. Cryptos that I remember were being talked about the most, just as Doge was very popular in 2021, these coins, these cryptos were talked about by everyone in 2017 if you were in crypto at that time. And those are cryptos such as XRP. We talked about this one, in Bitcoin Cash. Now let's make sure we put our Fibonacci retracement on log scale. And is this the best XRP one we can find? I don't think so. There is an XRP that has an even bigger all-time high that shows the full move. Hold on, we got to find the right chart here. For some reason, there's a bunch of them. Okay, here we go. This is exactly what I wanted to see. So you can see the dates at the bottom, 2017, 2018. Uh-oh, what did you see with XRP? It does not have a higher high. And if we draw a Fibonacci retracement here, let's zoom in a bit here, make sure we're getting this as close as we can, because I'm going to show you guys something. You draw a Fib from the high to the low. Where do you see XRP getting to? Right around the 786. Okay, the 786 retracement. Again, number doesn't matter right now, but the 786 retracement. Now, maybe you could argue, well, they had the lawsuit and all that sort of stuff. Okay, let's go to another crypto. We are going to go to Bitcoin Cash. Let's hope we did not get the chart I wanted. BCH. There's better charts out there. We're going to see the same thing though, and you guys can double check. Yes. Okay, here we go. So Bitcoin Cash. Now try to ignore the fib on the right, but you can see here, okay, this is from the 2017, early 2018 high to low. Where did it get to? Right around the 786. There are a list of altcoins that were talked about the most in 2017 that did just this. It only got up to the 786 in 2021. So going back over to Doge, I think worst case scenario, if we did get another type of 4-year cycle, and I'm not saying it's going to be 4 years exactly as it has the last couple times, maybe we top later this year or by next March, who knows. But if we do get another cycle top, I think you have to look out for that 786 number, because just as so many 2017 coins that were very popular at the time, they did not perform any better in 2021. A lot of them only got back up to the 786. And step back for a moment and think about this. Even any of the biggest Doge Moon Boys out there, think of it like this. Elon, love him or hate him, and this isn't a pro or anti-Elon video at all. I think he does a lot of good things. I think Tesla has a great balance sheet, et cetera, et cetera. Do you believe that Elon's going to have as much, if not more, pull to help pump and boost the crypto market as he did back in 2020, 2021? I'm not so sure. Since that time, he has become more of an unpopular guy amongst certain groups of people. We're not going to get into that, but you can't deny that fact. So even if Elon, in the best case scenario, were to say, we're going to use Tesla or Doge as a payment system for Tesla. And by the way, he already said that, or there's rumors of that back here, and then that slowly died off. So I'm not sure that Daddy Elon's going to be out to help you guys this time around. And even if he tried, I'm not sure the power is going to be as much as before. And not that price is driven by narrative, but you have to ask yourself, what's going to be the narrative this time around that could make Doge go to all-time high? Now, maybe your argument is, well, Bitcoin, maybe it's going to go to 150K, 200,000, and all the other altcoins will go up once we have alt season. Okay, that's possible. But I think, again, and I hope you hear what I'm trying to get you guys to think about. And I'm not saying anything pro Doge or anti Doge, but I'm trying to give you guys the pros and the cons of the best case scenarios and possible worst case scenarios, and let you process those, think upon those, and then use those data points as that bit of research to help you make a more informed decision. Maybe Doge doesn't do as well this time around. And at best, maybe it only gets up around the 786 at around 41 cents. Oh no, 41 cents. Even in the most bearish of outlooks. Again, this is assuming we get another cycle high as we have before. Even in one of the most bearish outlooks, only getting to the 786 at 41 cents, guys, that's still over a 3x. And for any of you who have made investments in stocks, getting a 3x inside of a year or two is not an easy thing to do. If we could do that consistently, we'd all be millionaires. And so even if Doge doesn't perform, again, we're looking for value. $10,000 could turn into $30,000. Again, there's no guarantee price is going to do anything. But depending on how much money you're playing with, or investing, we shouldn't say playing with, maybe some of you, we're trying not to be gamblers here, but make educated decisions as much as possible. Now, there's also something to think about, and that is, what is Doge? What is Doge crypto? What does it do? What's its use case? As far as the research I've looked at, Doge is an inflationary token. They can keep printing more of them. Well, that doesn't help it retain its value. And as far as how Doge is used, I haven't seen anything overly promising compared to many other cryptos. So it's not my favorite altcoin. But again, sometimes in the world of crypto, the most random altcoins can do well for no reason whatsoever. I know you can never discount anything. People are making fun of and joking about Doge back. I remember people joking about it in 2017. Yeah, there's this meme coin. And if I would have thrown $1,000 at it, I could have been a millionaire. Cry face. But we never know what's going to happen. I think Doge has seen its day. And yes, it could get another pump. Maybe it'll make new all-time highs, but that's for you guys to decide. You got to put your money where your mouth is, and you can't make money unless you have skin in the game. So do your research. Do you like Doge? Do you love Doge? Comment below. Do you own any Doge? And whether or not you do, where do you think price might get to? Are you in the bearish camp where at best maybe it gets to 786 around 41 cents? Or do you think at best maybe it gets to some of those extended fibs and gets to $1.85 as something like a $250 billion market cap? Or even higher? Are you one of those $10 Doge people? Comment below. So anyways, guys, I wanted to talk about Doge and do one of these videos, just like I think I'm going to do one for XRP, Ripple soon, and talk about some of these things. And we have to have this uncomfortable conversation because I see a lot of people with their hard-earned money saying that they're investing thousands of dollars and they're waiting for Doge to get to $10 or something because a YouTuber said so. Now think about that. If that is your investment plan, to wait for a number because a YouTuber said so, and I get it, I'm doing a YouTube video too, you're probably setting yourself up for failure. Make your own plan, do your own research, think for yourself, and decide realistically what might happen. Okay? Try to take an unbiased look at it. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, I'm going to do the Bitcoin rainbow chart video tomorrow, talk about price, fear, greed with Bitcoin, things going on in the medium and near term for Bitcoin, and long term as well. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Take care.